Hello, I'm Martin Woodrow. I'm the Chief Executive of the British Dental Association, and I'm going to once again round up the key COVID issues as they relate to the dental sector. So firstly this week I'm going to talk about financial support for dentists. It's been a hugely frustrating week in England where we still don't know yet all of the details of the NHS support package being applied to dental practices, and in particular what the abatement is going to be that's going to be applied for expenses that haven't been occurred in the current times. We continue to talk to NHS England about that to make the case on your behalf, and they know very well the difficulties being caused by us not having clarity on this and a number of other issues. In Northern Ireland, Department of Health agreed this week to make an additional payment for interim payment for dentists who are on maternity leave for the 19-20 period, and we've been pressing for this for a while, and although it's a step in the right direction, we see more work to be done to ensure clarity and resolution on a range of financial issues that are as yet unresolved. So we'll keep you updated on all of that stuff. Looking at private practice particularly, hopefully you'll have seen the blog I published, which details our campaign to help private practices during the crisis. Covers work with MPs in the medias and others across the industry to form a united front and try to bring about change. This week, 28 Conservative MPs from across England sent a message to the Chancellor asking for relief from business rates to be extended to mixed and private dental practices. So it's good to see the impact of our campaigning, and it's still ongoing and having an impact. Please do give that blog a read. One of the things I mentioned in there was that we met this week with the new Association of Private Dentistry. That was a productive meeting. We agreed to work together to address the concerns of private dentists. It's clear that both organisations are pursuing the same goals, and together we're trying to secure financial support and a safe return to working as soon as possible. Mixed practice particularly, the government's job retention scheme covering 80% of furloughed workers' salaries is open for applications, and we know from members getting in touch with our advice teams, particularly those in mixed practices, that many of you are finding difficulty in calculating the amount of money that you're entitled to claim. So to help you, we've created a furlough calculator for mixed practices, and to make it even simpler, we've also put together a demo video on how to use that tool, so please do look out for that on our website. The other key area I wanted to talk about was the post-lockdown period, and what happens with dentistry as we move out of the current situation. And this is an issue that's dominating both our internal discussions and dialogue with governments. Our representatives are developing position papers on issues around return to practice. Our talks with NHS England in particular about the contractual implications of any easing of the current lockdown going to continue next week. And across the UK, we're thinking about what clinical practice is going to look like in the future, what PPE is going to be required, and what contractual systems will need to look like in the circumstances where, at least for the foreseeable future, lower levels of clinical activity are going to take place. We're learning from international experience, and we'll also be looking for your thoughts on what things are going to look like. So look out for something from us next week on that particular issue. And finally, the other issue I wanted to just touch upon was our webinar from this week that we held on Wednesday. Nearly 800 of you joined us for that. It was a very successful first session, and we hope those of you who joined us found it helpful. Our expert advisors covered a range of issues: financial packages on offer, furloughing and retaining of staff, and paying associates in NHS and mixed practices. It's now up on our website and available to all members. We edited the webinar to each section so it's quicker and easier for you to find what you need. The links we'll provide under this video as usual, and we'll have a think about what else we do in terms of future webinars, reflecting on what we've done already with that webinar this week. That's all from me this week. Have a good weekend, and I'll speak to you again next week.